Hello children, today I am going to discuss the first poem from your book Flamingo, My Mother at 66. Children, it's the first poem and the simplest too, and it's just is about a lady, that's the poetess Kamala, who goes to visit her mother. And while she's coming back in the car, the mother also wants to accompany her till the airport. And then what she feels, looking at her mother who is aging, what she feels, that's the entire thing that's written there in the poem, that emotion of separation from her mother, that's all. And therefore, since that's just one emotion there, leaving her mother, okay, it's the entire poem is written in a single sentence. There is no full stop. There are pauses there, comma and semicolon, but then there is no full stop there. The poem begins and then it ends. That's one sentence there. And that's an important question. Why is it in just one sentence? And if you take the book, pick up the book, and then you get at the bottom, after the questions, it's written, notice that the whole poem is in a single sentence, punctuated by commas, not even a semicolon. Then they give the answer to that. And that's an important question at times they ask. But I'll begin with the poem. The details of the poet, who's from Kerala, she's an Indian poetess, are written at the top. I won't go through them. Okay, I'll read the poem first. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, dozed, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale, as a late winter's moon, and felt that old, familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma," and all I did was smile and smile and smile. Children, I told you, again I repeat it, and remember, children, remember one thing, understand, I was going through some videos on the YouTube, and they were trying to explain explain the questions and the answers. Remember, understand one thing. With all my experience that I have, I can tell you that you may know the entire lesson, the story by heart. You may know the poem by heart, but if you do not know how to write an answer, it's all useless. Like, excuse me if I deviate away from the poem, like one question that I read there was from the last lesson, the first lesson from this book, Flamingo. They said, that question was what brought about the change in Franz's attitude towards M. Hamel. Now, what brought about the change? When did the change occur? There's a difference between these two answers. What brought about the change? Before that, Franz did not like Mr. Hamel. In fact, he disliked him. He did not want to attend his classes. And towards the end, he regrets. He has all the respect for Mr. Hamel. He's sorry that Mr. Hamel is leaving. Now, how do you answer the question? When, what, why? That's it. Why did his attitude towards Mr. Hamel change? That answer would be different than when did it change? Or what brought about the change? And therefore, take care what you understand of the lesson or the poem or the story, and how do you go about writing an answer? Very, very important. Now here, remember, I'm reading it. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday. Last Friday is important. Home to Cochin. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin. Where is she going? Which day is it? Last Friday. And what time was it? Morning. Last Friday morning. This seems to be very insignificant, but they could give you a 1-mark question. When was that? Now, I saw my mother beside me. Now, remember, she is in a car and the mother is beside her. When we go to our dear ones, your mother goes to your parents' house and all that, and they don't leave her at home, goodbye, see you again. That's not there. That's usually they would accompany her or your mother or you till the station. So the mother accompanies her. They're sitting in the car, the driver is driving the car, and the mother, the poetess Kamala Das, is sitting with her mother at the back seat, on the back seat, with her mother there. Now, mother is not very aged, mind you. Why do I call it not aged? Because she's 66. 66 is not very aged. See, our Prime Minister is around 72. Our Defense Minister, Mr. Rajnath, is again about 70 plus. And I think Hema Malini, actress, she is also 70 plus or something of that sort. So if they are in a working condition, they are working and carrying out their duties. Okay, how could you call this lady very aged? She's just 66. But then she's described in these lines. I saw my mother beside me. Now, the description of the mother: doze, open mouth, her face ashen like that of a corpse. Like and as are always similes. Whenever you use the word like or as that of a corpse, it would be a simile. Like also is a simile, right? So she compares her mother with a corpse, that's a dead body. Mother is sickly, not sick, mind you. Sick, if she was sick, she would not be sitting in the car and going to see her daughter off. If she was sick, she's sickly means I'm feverish, not I don't have fever. No, having fever is different. Feverish means you feel warm and a little bit of it, the body is hot and all that, but then you don't have fever. So she was sickly, not sick, mind you. Now, description is doze. Children, dozing and sleeping is different, right? I may sit down in front of the TV late night after my dinner and watch the TV. Now what happens? I'm sitting on a sofa or a chair, right? I'm dozing. I'll open my mouth and watch the TV, and then again eyes closed, suddenly again eyes open. That's known as dozing. It's not sleeping. If I were to sleep, I would be sleeping on my bed. Do you get the point? Dozing is just that. You are in a bus, traveling in a bus, the night bus or the day bus, whatever it is. You have nothing to do. You get bored and all that. You close your eyes and you appear to be dozing. That's what dozing is, not sleeping, mind you. So she's dozing there during the day. That's why I said she's weak. Open-mouthed. Perhaps she doesn't have teeth. If she doesn't, the teeth help us to speak properly. If you don't have teeth or not even dentures, then your sound that comes out from the mouth isn't really very, very clear, because they control the breath there, and the sounds that come out is due to the breath, intake of breath is this, that, and that. And remember, if it's a vacuum, nobody would hear. You can shout as much as you like. So there's the air and the breath that take part. So her mouth is open because she has lost all her teeth. Okay, so her mouth is open. That's the description of the lady. Her face ashen. Her face is ashen. Ash, like a ash. Ash is rakh, beta. And rakh or ash doesn't have any color. Okay, so therefore I said she is sickly. She is not that age. She's just 66 years age, but then she's sickly, perhaps weak, perhaps suffering from some kind of a ailment. Now, she compares, poetess compares, of a corpse, like that of a corpse, a dead body. Dead body is still. It's pale, children, because the color that the skin has is of the blood that runs through our veins and our arteries and the capillaries. Okay, so if the blood is not rushing, not running, though we'll be pale. So she is, and therefore she's like a corpse, a dead body, still dull. A corpse is still without any movement. It's dull naturally. Okay, and realize with pain. She realizes with pain that she was, who realized with pain? Kamala does. That she was as old, she refers to her mother. Mind you, they may give you 4 lines and they may ask you 1 mark question or half mark question. Who does this she refer to? What does this as old as, what does that refer to? So 1 mark or half mark questions you may get it. So remember all the he and she's, what are they referring to? Okay. She was as old as she looked. That means she was as, she, you know, you have the various film actresses, for instance, you talk about them. And do they really look that old as they are? They aren't. They look much younger. Though, of course, with the makeup and all that, but whatever it is. But they take good care of their body. The physical health, they take good care. Okay, so they look much younger. But this lady, she looked as old as she was. Remember, but before that she says, realize with pain. She realized my mother is aging. Okay, pain of separation. That my mother is aging, the end may come any time. She's aging. You understand? That's the word. And she was as old as she appeared to be. She did not look, you know, if you're healthy, then what happens? You look much younger. And if you are not healthy, then you look older. Or as whatever your age be, like that. But soon, she realized with pain. And now, she could not show her mother, well, I'm so sad, you're aged and you're so sickly and all that. She couldn't. You know, you go to a hospital and you see somebody sick there. You don't say, I'm so sorry to see you bad, you're looking so bad, my goodness. You are going to say something to cheer that person up. Even though you feel, well, the condition is bad, but yet you try to cheer up that person. Okay, so she realizes it, but then she wants to, but soon put that thought away, that thought. What is that thought? That my mother is aging, she's sickly, that thought. The thought comes to her mind, my mother is aging and she's sickly. Any time she may leave for her, or she may die. Okay, so, but then she put that thought away. She didn't, you know, when we are troubled by unpleasant thoughts, what do? We try to divert our attention so as to think of something else, something maybe something pleasant. So what does she do? Put that thought away, trying to divert her attention, thought away that the mother was aging, that thought away. Okay, away is means diverting her mind, and looked out. Now she looks out. Now what does she look out is in total contrast to what is inside. Her mother is sickly, aging, weak, and still, you understand, still without any movement. Now what she sees out is altogether in contrast. She sees young trees, as if young trees, they are personified, they are young trees. Trees, here the mother is aged, the trees are young. Sprinting means running. Now why, how can the trees run? Now understand, she's sitting in a car and is driving. If you've ever noticed that when we are driving in a car or any vehicle or even a train, we see the stationary objects moving in the opposite direction. And the faster we move, the faster they would be moving. So sprinting is running. The trees, the young trees that are there, seem to be running in the opposite direction. Spilling, now, trees sprinting. The merry children, merry is happy children. Children are happy. Inside of the car, the mother is sad. If you're sickly, who would be, very brave people would be happy. Otherwise, sickly, it would make you sad and miserable and so on and so forth. So the merry children, happy children, spilling out of their homes. Spilling, again, there's movement there. They are coming out of their homes. Coming out of their homes as if, spilling, the milk is spilling out of the bucket that it's kept there. Okay, so children, many children coming out of their homes, but after, now, homes there. Okay, there's a comma there. That's the scene here in the car ends. Right. Here, when she's sitting in the car, she compares her mother with a dead body. Okay. She's troubled by that. She's pained by that. There could be, in near future, there could be a separation from her mother. Mother may leave this world. So that naturally troubles and pains her, whatever the age be. But then, so she looks out to divert her attention, mind you. Why does she look out? And what does she see? Total contrast. Now, the car scene comes to an end. Now, after that. But after the airport's security check, you have everything, all the formalities done. Standing a few yards away, you can't stand beside your mother. You have to be away. You've already had a security check. She looks again at her mother. And what does she find? Wan. The meaning of wan is that she is colorless. Face is again colorless. Colorless, I told you, it's pale. The word again is used, pale. They both mean almost the same thing. It's pale. I told you she's not healthy lady. If she isn't healthy, so there'll be maybe less of blood in her body, and the blood vessel gives you the color on your face and your body. Now, as again a comparison. Before the simile was, previously simile was ashen like that of a corpse. Okay, she compares her mother to a corpse. Now here again a simile as. I told you as and like are always similes. As a late winter's moon. Now late winter's moon. Now what happens to the moon in the winter? Due to fog and mist, the moon is not visible clearly. Or you could say the brightness and the charm of the moon is hidden due to fog and the mist. Right. Similarly, why does she compare her to the late winter's moon? During the winter this happens. Perhaps in the summers you will see a bright moon there in the sky. But in the winters, due to fog and mist, moon is not clearly visible. Therefore, it loses its charm. It loses its brightness. So also has the mother lost her charm, and she's lost her brightness due to her old age, aging, and as well as her sickly disposition. Not a healthy person. Okay. And felt that old familiar ache. And when she looks at her mother, mind you, you could confuse. What happens in the car is different from what happens at the airport. So at the airport, after the security checks, she looks again at her mother, finds her pale, and then compares her to the late winter's moon. And while comparing her, that mother has lost her beauty, her charm, her brightness of the face, whatever the age be. But age-wise, you have your own brightness, you have your own charm. Look at Amitabh Bachchan. At his age, okay, with all the makeup and all that, whatever it is, but then that has its own charm. You cannot compare today's Amitabh Bachchan with what he was when he was 25. But this age also has its own dignity, has its own charm and beauty, which she had lost. Now, seeing her in that condition, old is not new. Remember, old, familiar ache, my childhood's fear. Now, old is not new. The ache that she feels, the pain that she feels is not new, and it's familiar. That means she has already had it earlier too. The ache that had, what was that ache? Perhaps she may lose her mother. My childhood fear comes back to her. Childhood, perhaps in her childhood, she had the fear that she may lose her mother. Perhaps, why did she have fear? Not everybody has it. Perhaps she may, it's not told, But I have an experience when a girl started to shiver in the class and she was all perspiration and all that, and I took her and gave her some coffee and all that, and I held her hand. She was shaking simply, and then she narrated that she's lost her friend of hers had lost her mother, and time and again she has the feeling that she may lose a dear one, and therefore she becomes nervous and all that, perspiration and all that. Right? So perhaps, and it's not easy to get rid of it. I knew a girl, she was from a European country, and I said, do you fear anything? She said, yes. I said, what was your fear? And she said, I have a fear that I may lose a dear one. So, God forbid, but children do have it that way, children, elders. So this Kamala Das, she talks about her. We do not know how she developed that kind of a fear. But she says, my childhood fear. I felt seeing the mother at the airport, comparing her to the winter's moon. She felt that old, that means the fear that she'd already experienced. Familiar, she was used to that. Ache, pain, my childhood's fear. Perhaps that she may lose her mother. But, very, very important, children, the word but here. Underline that if you've got the book in front of you. But is always in contrast. She is very intelligent but very lazy. Do you understand? He's very poor but very honest. So but is in contrast. She felt that ache, she felt that fear, and yet she did not show it. She masked it, she hid it. Hid and mask are same words. Hid. She did not reveal to her mother. How would she reveal? She would either say, or on her face that would be reflected, but she did not. She did not reveal her fear by words or even her expression. And what did she do? She hid it. She masked it. M-A-S-K-E-D. You know, mask, you see, the children's wear. There used to be some kind of a paper, a little thicker paper, and there would be all kinds of drawing. It could be a phantom, it could be a ghost or something of that sort, and they would wear it on the face, and the children would think, oh, I've become a lion and all that and all that. That's a mask. So mask means you hide your real feeling or identity. So children, she masked her feelings, but, and therefore she says but all I said was, all I said and all I did. All I said was, see you soon, Amma. And all I did was smile and smile and smile. Now, therefore, but is very important. She hid her real feelings. Feelings of pain. Feelings that she may lose her mother soon. She hid that. She masked that. M-A-S-K-E-D. She masked that. And all she said was, see you soon, Amma. You know, we'll meet soon, na? Don't worry, I'm leaving right now. We'll meet soon. Okay, that's what she says. Amma in South, they refer to the mother as Amma. Okay, so she says, see you soon, Amma. She's cheering her up. She's cheering her mother up. And then, and all I did, all I said was, see you soon, Amma. And all I did was smile and smile and smile. Now, thrice smile means she continued to smile as long as she was visible to her mother. To cheer her up, to make her happy, perhaps to give herself also hope that, well, yes, no problem, we'll meet soon. Now, why? How would they meet soon? If mother is alive, then only they would meet now. But then she's cheering her mother up. Hurry, don't worry, we'll meet soon. See you soon, Amma. And then she smiled happily to cheer her mother up, to make her mother happy, and perhaps to console herself also. It's okay. Mother is sickly, doesn't matter, but we'll meet soon. We'll meet soon only when mother is alive. So that's it. So, but is very important. A contrast to her feelings, what she says and what she does. She says, see you soon, Amma. And what she does is smile and smile. Contrast to her real feelings that she's suppressed inside. She's tried to control inside. She's hiding them. She is masking them. Okay? I suppose you understand that. That's a very, very important line. And as I told you, there are two important similes. Right? Smile and smile and smile, children. SS used thrice is alliteration. Any Red Riding Hood rode a red horse. RRR. That's alliteration. Okay. And here, thrice smile, because she continued to smile for a long time to cheer her mother up. Remember, her mother is sad. She's not well. She's sickly. She's come, perhaps some kind of a fear or some kind of a pain the mother is also feeling inside. But to cheer her up, you go to see a sick person, you don't say, I'm so sorry, you're bad, so bad, bad. No, aap theek ho jayenge, you will be okay. Very soon, see, the doctors would take care of them and all that. You console them. You try to cheer them up. Okay, so that's the entire poem. I read it once more. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning. Remember, last Friday morning, important. I saw my mother beside me. They are sitting in the car at the back. Doze. Description of the mother, very important. Doze, that means she is sleeping, like short period sleeping. Open mouth, her mouth is open, her face ashen like that of a corpse, a dead body. She's still. Remember, a dead body does not move, so she's still. The mother is still. She's dozing. Her mouth is open. She's pale. And realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. She appeared to be as old as she looked. She wasn't younger. That means she is, and remember, don't call her very aged. She's just 66. She's sickly and therefore appears to be very, very old. Put that thought away. That thought that her mother was aging, her mother was sickly, and looked out to divert her attention. Why does she look out? To divert her attention from a sick mother. At young trees, metaphor, sprinting, running, merry children. These are all direct contrast. Merry, happy children. Mother is sad, she's this thing, merry. Children are merry. Children, she's old, they are young. Spilling out, coming in large numbers from their homes. But after the airport security check, now this is still out of their homes, is in the car. Now scene changes. It's the airport. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her. Wan Pei, saw her mother. And then she compares her to the late winter's moon, which has lost its charm, lost its beauty. And felt that old familiar ache. Old, not new. Familiar means she was used to that ache, pain perhaps. The childhood's fear. The childhood's fear that she may lose her mother. Now, how did she develop that fear? We are not told. But she just had the fear she may lose her mother. And children, always remember, stick to the words that the poet has given you. Don't start interpreting that she may get married and separated and all that. We are not told. Fear of losing her mother, how would she lose? We are not told. So please don't interpret it in that manner. But all I said, but she is painful inside, sad that I'm leaving my mother. Will I be able to see her again? But she did not show that. She hid her real feeling. She masked her real feeling. And all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. Okay, that ends the poem. Children, there are questions are there. They are simple questions. Children, I suppose you'll be able to do it. Now, children, I wish to know from you all. I could do the the important questions from the lessons, first Flamingo and then Vistas, the important questions only. Or I could do the writing skills with you. When I talk about the writing skills, I mean the notice you've been doing since maybe class 6 and 7. I mean the poster, the classified ads, the different kinds of classified ads, the commercial ad, the invitation, and especially the reply to the invitation. Accepting the invitation and refusing it, no, I'll not be able to come. Okay, that's the short writing skills. And then the long writing skills, you have the article, and then very importantly, you have the report writing. Report writing, remember children, is of 3 kinds. One is that which is spoken, read out in the assembly. Another one is in the magazine. And the third one is for the newspaper. The contents of all the 3 are same, but then the format of all the 3 is different. Right? And then there are letters, children. the different kinds of letters that you have. Would you want me to do those first, or should I do the question answers, the important question answers of the lessons? I'll wait for your response. You haven't responded as yet to any of things. You viewed them, but then I want a response, and then only, not much time left. Remember, 24th is your first English paper. So please do let me know what exactly do you want, or that's what it is. Remember, writing skills section B also carries many marks. So please do let me know, and I'll do it accordingly. Thank you, children. Thank you for watching.